And it begins. Over the weekend, MoviePass has been having all these problems where they couldn't pay their bills, and on Thursday they completely ran out of cash and had to take out like a $6 million loan to pay their credit card partners. But even so, they blocked or a lot of people, their customers, from seeing Mission Impossible Fallout unless you went to one of their e-ticketing theaters. But I think for most of us, we don't live near an e-ticketing theater, so we don't even have that option. They also sent out a statement that in the process of figuring out how to make money off of this service, they were going to exercise their right to, make certain movies unavailable in all theaters. I believe it said initially, like, you would think for movies that just came out, like when the most people want to go and see them. So I guess they were trying to imply is that just be patient, wait like a week or two. Don't feel like you have to be the first one to see it, and you'll be able to see it. But that's not true. Yesterday, my local theater, the app for my local theater had, all the movies that were showing at my local theater listed. The ones that I hadn't seen were presumably open for me to go and see, other than Mission Impossible. So, like, I haven't seen The Equalizer, and yesterday that was available. Haven't seen Ant-Man, and yesterday that was available. Haven't seen Transylvania, Hotel Transylvania, that was available. But today, when I open the app, this is all that's available now, is Mamma Mia and Teen Titans Go. There's a couple that I have seen, like Skyscraper and The Incredibles. Those are blocked out. There's Fallout I haven't seen, but, they told everyone you're not going to be able to see that right away. But that's it for this app. There's nothing else listed. None of the movies that I haven't seen are here. So, like, I had planned to go see The Equalizer either today or tomorrow, but I don't even have that option. Even if you say, well, that's a fairly new movie, there wasn't a big demand for that, so that's not the reason, just because it's fairly new. Ant-Man has been out since, the 4th of July, I think? Or, yeah, something like that. So that, and, most people who wanted to see that have seen it, so it's not because it's a brand new movie and tons of people are going to go, wanting to go see it. It's just that they don't have money to pay for the tickets. And I'm surprised that they even have the Mamma Mia and the Teen Titans available. I'm surprised they just didn't block out everything, making it impossible for me to use this at my local theater. But I guess they know they have to have something available, or they would finally be in violation of their terms of service. You have to have at least one movie available. But, and they can't keep taking out $6 million loans. I guess what they're trying to do is to stop as many people as they can from using the service while people are still on their, monthly subscriptions. So, like, if you can stop, 30 to 40% of the people from really even going to see a movie this month, yet you're still collecting the $10 from, your customers, those that don't have an annual pass, then you can try to get some more money to make your, pay your bills for the next month. But at some point you have to open up the ability to use it, otherwise everyone cancels it, right? So then you're just going to find yourself right back in this position again. So I really think probably by the end of this week, they will probably just make an announcement that they're filing for bankruptcy. There's no way for them to get money this way. To me, what they really should have done is when they first announced their $10 a month plan, I think they probably should have put it at maybe 3 movies per month for $10, or the option to get the unlimited plan, which would have been a movie a day for if you bought the annual subscription at like, $99. That would have meant, I think most people would have bought the annual subscription, which would have given them a huge amount of cash up front to get them through until they could, find other ways to make this profitable. But putting most of their customers in the $10 a month plan meant that you can't count on that money every month. A lot of people will cancel it after they've seen like the 1 or 2 movies they've wanted, or when they get so frustrated with your service that they just say, screw it, I'm out. But if you had gotten most people on the annual plan, you would have had, millions of dollars in the bank guaranteed, and the stop people from just canceling right away, because they would have at least been locked in for that year. So you would have had some breathing room to try to fix things. So I just think they did everything wrong here. And at this point, the customers are the ones really paying the price. But, yeah, it's bad. Or they could have at least reached out to more theaters, because they still have this e-ticketing thing. And you can see, when you first go to the theater list, it's now e-ticketing. They want you to go to the e-ticketing theaters because they are partner theaters. MoviePass makes money at e-ticketing theaters, but by them allowing you to use the product or the service at any theater, there's 5 times more theaters that don't do e-ticketing, so they're losing money on all those. So then why not have, made it a requirement for the theaters to become partners, and then you would have to use it at that theater. That would have meant the local theaters, the mom and pop theaters, not the big AMCs and such. But it would have limited a lot of people from being able to use it, but at least it would have made it a more stable platform. My local theater is one of the smaller ones. It might have been willing to do the partnership, but it's like MoviePass didn't even bother to reach out to these little theaters and say, hey, would you mind sharing some of the wealth in exchange for, us sending more people to your theater? And I know for a fact that a lot of people at my theater are using MoviePass, because it's like every single time I go, I hear somebody in line talking to the manager or something about MoviePass. I have no idea how much additional revenue my theater is getting because of MoviePass, but I imagine it's a substantial amount that I think most people were like me, that they just didn't have the money to spend to go to the theaters as often as they might have, and MoviePass allowed them to do that. So I know in the statement MoviePass sent, they're telling us as subscribers, will go to your theater, beg them, I guess, if you have to get them to sign up. But that's not something that should be put on the customer. That is something that MoviePass should have been doing from the get-go, because the theaters that they are partnering with right now, the customers, the patrons of those theaters didn't go to them and beg them to sign up. This was something that MoviePass worked out in advance. So they should have been doing that from the beginning. At this point, it may be too late. I don't know. I'm sure my local theater would probably be willing to partner with them rather than to lose all that additional revenue they're receiving from people using MoviePass. But you can't rely on every single theater across the country to reach out to them. That is something MoviePass should be doing if they want to stay in business.